As I'm sure you're all well aware, Democrat governors are desperately doing their darndest to protect and defend Antifa radicals and the harassment of ICE agents and federal law enforcement. And they're doing that by taking President Trump to court over his use of federal authority to deploy the National Guard to states over the objections of their governors and their local officials. Now, these states are arguing that Trump's federalization of their National Guard units violates state sovereignty and oversteps the president's constitutional powers. That's right. The very same politicians, Democrat politicians, that a mere few years ago, during the whole COVID insanity, imposed and enforced the single most draconian measures in our nation's history. So much so that the Supreme Court had to intervene and overturn virtually every single executive order and federal mandate. Yeah, that party now wants to hide behind the 10th Amendment. They want to hide behind states' rights. But now it appears that the left-wing judicial activists have officially met their match. And ironically, it's a match that's been in the making for 200 years. The president, as the commander-in-chief of our nation's armed forces, alone has jurisdiction over how those forces are or are not used. Here's the key. That jurisdiction is absolute. According to the Supreme Court, there are no exceptions, no judicial review, no state veto power. The court was crystal clear. The president's authority to decide whether an emergency exists belongs exclusively to the president. His decision cannot be questioned by anyone, not governors, not mayors, and certainly not activist federal judges. Stephen Miller's legal team just filed a devastating brief with the Supreme Court, and they are appealing precisely to Martin versus Ma as the decisive decision that will destroy any remaining legal resistance against President Trump and his constitutional authority to deploy military force as he sees fit.
We live in an environment where large portions of the Democratic Party have become violently radicalized. Daily incidences of vehicle ramming against ICE officers. We have constant nonstop doxing threats against public officials, against federal law enforcement. The Democrat Party, through years of indoctrination, as well as through importing radicals into the country through migration policy, as well as through implanting in the judiciary, in our legal system, like-minded radicals, have created this incredibly dangerous moment for our republic. We are going to crush them, and we're going to fulfill the mandate that the American people voted for.
Here's what blue state governors, when they resist federal immigration enforcement, they are not just defying Trump. They are defying a constitutional structure and order that's existed since 1827.